Go.
Go.
Go. And we're live. We're live.
You're weird.
And here we go. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter Sunday, everybody.
And hopefully we'll get some people on here. So once again, we're going to try. I was wondering what that was. I'm hearing a commercial. Okay. We'll get this right yet.
No, we won't.
Yes, we will. All right. So we're showing up. That is good. We're trying just a little bit different today. We're going to leave the comments on, and hopefully we don't have any reason to shut them back off.
I feel like every single week you say those words. We're trying something a little bit different.
We're trying something a little bit different.
We never try anything the same.
We are trying something different because I always think it can always improve. It could always be better. So hopefully we get some people have some time to drop in today. We know that being that it is Easter Sunday, for a lot of people, it will be a hectic day.
And hopefully beautiful where you are, like it is here.
We're having
might be outdoors.
Fantastic weather. I won't lie to you. I can't wait to get this live done. Not that I don't want to be here with you guys, but I want to get back outside because it is beautiful.
It really is.
It's just perfect weather for getting things done. So, but we are happy to have anybody that drops in. We're going to try to hang out for the hour. And then I'm going to quickly shut her off.
You might run away.
Musgrave, yeah, I might just run away. Musgrave Family Farm, thank you for joining us, and happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
We really appreciate anybody that can make the time today, because we know that there's going to be a lot of busy households, including our own.
Yeah, we did our Easter thing, and now we're free to do this and do chores. And
get this done and get back outside and get some more sunshine while it's still here.
Because get that vitamin D.
Just get things done. It's just so nice to be able to get things done. And we'll talk about what we've been doing this week, as well as what we've been doing today. We'll just give a few more minutes for anybody to get on and hopefully join us.
Yeah. So the kids had an Easter egg hunt outdoors, and it was perfect weather for that.
Yeah.
And they're all sugared up now.
Oh no, that's horrible. We have that coming tomorrow. It's supposed to be wet tomorrow here.
Hi, Robbie and Sonia.
Hi, guys. Thank you for making the time to see us.
Yeah.
I know everybody's busy, especially today. Tomorrow it's supposed to be Elvia. Hello. Hopefully I said that right. And thank you for joining us. Tomorrow I'm hoping to pick up some lumber. I got some projects I want to get working on now that the weather is starting to get better. And if it's raining, I don't know. It should be fine anyway. It's just pressure treated stuff I got to pick up. So even if it's a little wet outside, it might not be too bad. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow afternoon. I think it's just good 3/4. Good 3/4 of the day is going to be not so great.
Yeah, but today's so nice for us.
For us, yeah. Compared to how it has been, we've had a couple decent days, but like Musgrave Family Farms was just talking, it's been wet. Everything's you get nice temperatures, but then you get the rain. So we're just hoping for some nice temperatures without the rain. So, what do we want to start, or?
Well, let's start with what we did today.
Today.
That was an accomplishment.
I had a nice steak.
We had hamburgers.
We had a late lunch, and that'll probably be supper. But Cindy's mom and brother came over, and we did a hunt with the kids. We did a little bit of work on. You want to talk about the raised bed?
Well, we got a very large, long, 16-foot long raised bed just given away. It was just, pressure treated wood, I believe.
Yeah, I'll put a quick photo. I think I can share this picture.
Yeah,
let me try.
Let me try. A very long raised bed. And since we have enough raised beds for our own stuff, I thought, well, this would be a good place for the kids to have their garden this year, because every year they have their own little space in their play yard, but they can plant a few things and they get excited. But the weeds really creep in, and it's hard for Bert to mow the lawn around it. So this is perfect. So we filled it with manure.
Yeah,
Well, not filled, but
I'm going to pick up
bottom
some.
half.
I'm going to pick up some soil tomorrow.
Yeah.
One of my hope to do chores, but because it's such a deep bed, we decided to use up a bunch of piles of manure that we had sitting around.
And it's full of worms, so it's perfect for gardening.
Yeah.
And he got to use his tractor on this beautiful day.
Oh, you always make it sound like it's fun.
So we got that done and ready. The kids are so excited. They'll get 4 feet each person, each kid, and they're already planning what they want to plant. So it's really cute.
Yeah, it's going to make it a lot easier for me in the long run. Like Cindy was saying, the play yard, we have a 50 by 50 area that's fenced, and the kids have all their equipment and stuff in there. And they did have a little corner garden that they would do, but it was such a pain in my derriere for cutting the grass.
And so hard to keep weeded.
So
well.
I don't want to skip past Robbie's comment here.
Sorry.
Because once again he's reminding us how nice it is where he lives.
Well, I'm happy for his niceness because we have decent weather too.
Yeah, I'm good with the temperatures we're finally getting. So, but so hopefully did that. If you guys are still paying attention, did that picture share when I tried to share it? Because I'm curious. I have a couple more to share, but I don't want to bother if it's not coming through. I never paid attention on the phone at the time, so.
Yeah, I didn't either actually. But yeah, that was today's accomplishment, which is not bad for a holiday.
No tea today. Today it's
coffee.
It's coffee day. Kind of tired.
Fighting to stay awake. Kids were excited. A couple of them woke me up at 6:30 instead of 7. And yeah.
Oh, I cannot read that. But hello and welcome in.
I'm not sure if we have any kind of translator on this or not. But
I don't see a spot to do that, so I'll have to try to figure it out later.
So yeah, we have to get soil.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be the 3rd trip for soil because this past week Bert did make 2 other trips getting a yard's worth each time, which we got into our raised beds. They're not completely full, but most of them are done and ready to plant in. So that's super exciting.
Yeah.
Because every week we say, we have to get soil. We have to get soil.
Yeah, we've been just kind of working away on it, getting it done. We got a couple more videos ready to go out. One of them is to do with our hello. Let me just push you up here. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for joining our live today. Donald and Lisa.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Oh, have fun at your son's house.
Oh,
Happy
we
Easter.
do appreciate that. I know what that's like. So we're home today, but typically we're at, as you know, at my mother-in-law's typically. So, but we did Easter here. So,
yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. What else were we? Soil. We were talking about dirt.
Because what else do homesteaders talk about?
Yeah. Well, chickens.
Chickens. Yes.
We did. I do have some videos coming out in the next little bit. I'm trying to slowly release them because I had a chance to film a few of them. But one of the ones we're going to release at some point is picking up all of our meat chickens and our layers, because now we have a brooder set up in the shop that's probably got about 80 birds in it right now. Hopefully, some of them will sell. A few of them are for sale. There's silkies and things like that we didn't really want to keep. But same time, we got about 50 meat birds in there, 20 layers, and amongst others that we are still hatching and putting out there. We have a bunch of quail hatched right now. We sold some this morning. And we understand totally, Robbie and Sonia, if you have to run off, we totally get it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's usually us on a Sunday, but today we've actually managed to plant ourselves at home, which is great.
Yeah, we have, like you said, the quail hatching. We have ducks due to hatch any moment. We got some Polish hatched, a couple more silkies, and an American Canadian breast chicken. Just the one so
Just
far.
the one so far. We have more in incubators,
Yeah.
but and I have a pheasant that hatched
Yes.
as well. But we've got more pheasant eggs to incubate, or somewhere in the incubators. Um, Unfortunately, I don't. This last hatch did not go very well. So I hate to say it for you guys that I've been talking to about this for a while. My goose eggs did not fully develop. They were fertile, but they did not seem to make it to the end, unfortunately. So
Not a single one.
not one hatch. I cannot seem to, for some reason, hatch goose eggs in the incubator.
And we had what, 6 or 8?
We started with about 10, but 6 were fertile that were developing but did not complete.
They didn't pip one bit.
No.
So we're hoping that the goose out there is doing a better job.
Yeah, she's out there on probably 24, 25 eggs, but I don't know how well that's going to go either, because we have one goose that's planted herself. She's gone broody. She's laying on these eggs, and we have another goose that goes in every once in a while and plops down with her and lays an egg and takes off. So we have eggs that will not be ready to hatch when the rest hatch. So I don't know if she's going to stick around and until they all hatch, which I doubt. So I'm guessing we're going to have some that won't completely hatch in that situation too. But I'll just be happy if we get goslings. I mean, that will be a pretty big deal, because that's the whole goal of having them. I did get leg bands in today. I had to order off of Amazon. I got 25 millimeter leg bands, because the chicken leg bands obviously aren't big enough. So at some point, now that we know who our hens are and who the males are, we need to grab these birds and color code their legs so that we know which ones are which. So when it comes time to maybe get rid of the odd one, we don't want to get rid of something that we want to keep. Well, obviously, we want to keep the hens. I say hens. I'm not even sure. The gooses. I'm kind of going blank here, but
yeah, goose and gander, right?
Goose and gander. So, and also hopefully when they have goslings, because they grow so quickly, we want to be able to tell the parents apart from the younger ones. So lots to do as far as that goes.
He's in charge of catching the ganders.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. They like to chase me, so when they're chasing me, I'm just going to take an opportunity to grab them, and I'll probably just get 1 or 2 done at a time, because they won't likely once I catch one and tag one, I'm sure the other ones aren't going to be as quick to come near me again.
I'll try to film that.
Yeah, may as well, right?
Yeah, why not?
So that is the plan for that.
So speaking of our not so great hatch, you did have a question for people, right?
Oh yes, yeah, I do have a question, because with my frustrations about not being able to hatch these goose eggs, if anybody watches this video or anybody watching right now, do you think it makes a big difference spending the money on an expensive incubator? Because we have 7 incubators here. 4 of them are the Genesis.
A square styrofoam.
Yeah, the Hubabator Genesis 15, 11s or whatever they are. They're a nice incubator. Got 4 of those going and a couple smaller ones. But I do not seem to, I don't know, I look at these, what they call them, Brescia, I think they're called. These incubators are so expensive. And I think to myself, is it because they work that well? Or are they going to make it so that these geese hatch? Because I mean, it'd be worth it in the end, I suppose, if you're getting a really good hatch every time. Rebecca, thank you for joining us.
Hi, happy
really
Easter.
Do appreciate it. Happy Easter. Sammy Joe, 1982 Homestead over there in Nova Scotia. Thank you very much for joining us.
Happy Easter to you too.
Really appreciate you guys dropping in to see us. I know everybody is busy today.
Yeah.
So anybody that can't stick around, we understand. And those that can, we appreciate it. because we know what it's like outside right now, at least where we are, and we would much rather be out there.
Yeah, well, when we get a little more tech savvy, maybe we can go live outside.
Yeah, that's our hope, is to eventually take the phone outside and just do it live out there, like Robbie and Sonia tend to do quite often, and so does Donald and Lisa, because you guys have the beautiful temperatures there, and we're not quite there yet, but soon.
Yeah, we get a lot of wind too, so that we have to factor that in. Find a place that's blocked off from the wind, or that's going to sound rough.
Yeah, very true, very true.
So yeah, are those pricey incubators worth it?
That's the question.
If anyone has
Anybody knows, are
experience.
those expensive incubators worth their weight in gold? Because I am curious. Like I said, I don't think the ones we have are bad. I just can't seem to get the hatch I want from those goose eggs in particular, things like that. So I don't know. I'm wondering if it's worth spending the extra money selling off our older ones and going that route. But anyway, we'll see if anybody has an answer for that one. So we have all kinds of plants in the house. Again, I'm going to try to share my screen here, guys, because I want you to see the craziness that I'm sure you all also have going on. At least I hope I'm not the only one.
So I snapped these pictures because I want to show why I'm so excited to hopefully in a week's time or so finally be able to put these plants out into the greenhouse. Because as you can see, the kitchen table is unusable. The windowsills are full. It's just plants everywhere. And temperatures should be above 10 Celsius even at night, I think on the 28th and going forward, hopefully. So that's what it'll take to get them out to the greenhouse and not have to drag them back in every night. And I just cannot wait. I'm so excited. Like these plants have to go. It's too much.
That is how the house looks like right now. Plants everywhere. I think that worked. I was watching my phone at the same time, and it looked like it popped up. So hopefully you guys got to see that.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone else's house looks like that, but that's how ours has looked for probably a month.
Yeah, it's taking forever to get warm enough to get out there in that cold frame greenhouse.
Yeah, last year we were just about planting in the garden at this time, but definitely gonna have to wait till the May 4 weekend this year.
Yeah, this is a whole different year. I mean, last year was a
Exceptional,
anomaly.
Yes.
Wow. It's like a tongue twister.
It was that.
But it worked last year. We had a really nice long growing season last year. This year is going to be more than normal. Nothing unusual about it. It's just not what we're hoping for.
Yeah. But on a good note, this week I finally did get some seeds out right into the garden, into the raised beds. So I'm excited about that. I'm not sure if I started some of them the week before. You'll know if I mentioned it, I'm not sure. But I do have a few things sprouting already. I have arugula and kale sprouting. The garlic is starting to shoot up a little bit. And some crimson clover flowers that I had just sprinkled seem to be sprouting a little. So that's really exciting. And then other greens I put in are Swiss chard, lettuce, salad bowl mix, bok choy, peas, spinach. So they're all in the dirt, and hopefully we'll see signs of growing soon.
So Sammy Joe doesn't think it really matters with the incubator. So that's what I'm wondering if. I'm wondering if it's just that I'm not taking the time or not doing something right. With the goose and duck eggs, the ducks we tend to usually get a hatch out of. With the goose eggs, I don't know if it's a humidity thing. Now I've read on some forums they say you have to spray the eggs as well to keep them moist and things like that. I don't do that. Maybe that's the difference. Or maybe I've just got. I need to buy some thermometers. Like the incubators have the built-in thermometers, obviously, which you guys are probably very familiar with. But I think I need to get secondary ones just to confirm the accuracy of the settings on these incubators, because I have not checked them. And I bought 3 of them, or maybe all of them used. And
there's another comment confirming that sentiment.
Yeah, and for most part, we've never really had issues when it comes to quail, chickens. It hasn't been a big issue for us. It's just, but like I said, I think I need to verify that the settings are accurate. Maybe the displays have gotten off over time or something like that. But no, thanks for sharing that information, guys, because I was starting to wonder, if spending that extra, they're so expensive. Here, a nice Brissia incubator, and it's just I still think they only hold like 40, 50 eggs, but you're looking at $800-900, which is just, in my mind, wow. But
yeah, I think it's hit and miss, because we have that little incubator that is our son's, and we've had 100% hatch rate on a couple different hatches. This time, not so great. This time around
not so good, but we've had a couple now, 3 I think we've done, where everything hatches, and it's like, I'm looking at this thing going, it's like a $40 incubator, and I'm like, wow. But anyway, enough incubator talk. It's
spring. It's never enough. Chicks and sprouts everywhere.
Yeah. It's so nice though. I've actually been thinking, I haven't seen John on yet. John Bussey. He was saying, about a week ago, he was already cutting his grass there in Indiana, and I was debating about cutting mine. It's not that it all needs cut. There's just little clumps where I think it'd be nice to trim it, just to give it a nice. But maybe I should hold off just a little bit longer.
You just want to smell that cut grass.
I just want to smell fresh cut grass. Yeah, just that whole spring, summer, feeling. But I've got a lot of other stuff I can be doing. So I got some plans. Like I said, I want to get some lumber and do a few more builds. One, I want to do just a small 4x8 shed on the far corner of our garden, partly for a privacy barrier, because there is a neighbor on that side. And the other reason is it would just give us a nice little shed to keep like the rototiller, shovels, just the garden tools, so you're not carrying them all the way across the property from our garage.
And it makes a little more space in the garage.
Yeah, just to get some of that stuff out too, so I can put more crap in my garage. But I'm just trying a bob mail incubator for the first time. Yeah, let me know. I actually have to Google that. I'm not familiar, but I normally really like these hovabators, but I just, after 2 years of having such horrible luck trying to hatch goose eggs, and I mean, as silly as that might sound, I get disappointed only because my hope is to hatch these birds and to sell them, because around these parts you're getting $50 for a gosling, which would really boost in our income as far as giving us a little extra to pay for feed and things like that around here, which.
But maybe she'll do such a good job that you'll be like, forget incubating, let her do it.
Nature seems to have its way, and I'm hoping. The only thing I would do differently next year with these geese is, I think once they start laying, I'll try to separate the females, because I'm really concerned about these 2 sharing a nest, because the one has not gone broody, so she keeps laying, and all they're doing is adding more eggs to a nest that's already being sat on, and it's going to throw a kink into things. Instead of starting her own nest and getting broody, the only thing I could maybe do, I guess, but it's not super easy, it would be to put a fence around and contain the goose that's sitting, so that the other one has no choice but to go elsewhere. I guess maybe I should have did that already, though, if I was going to. If I had an extra dog run or something like that, I guess that would work well. But I don't want to use netting, because we just got away from the netting with the geese. Like I said, I don't know if you guys saw our last video, but we've had some really close calls with losing our geese as they get caught in the netting. So I changed that out for actual field fence, and things have been much better. So no more risk of geese getting caught up and strangled in the fence. So, so that's the one build I want to do, and then I want to build a small aviary for the turkeys. And there was one more thing. Oh, I want to build. Oh, well, that's another thing I got to do. I got so many things I got to do
soon. They have to come out of the brooder soon.
But I also want to make a small lean-to breezeway type, just standalone, like a carport type thing for my tractor. It's not a big tractor. It's just a little old Kubota with a bucket. But instead of letting it sit out in the sun, I want to make something that I can just back it into and keep the sun off it, I guess, and the weather off it. I don't think I'll close it in as much as I would like to, only because if I close it in, at least I can put it in there and leave it there for the winter. But that's a lot more cost. Then again, it doesn't have to be insulated. It's something I got to roll around in my head, but I want to get something built so that in the summertime, this thing is not parked in the garage, and it's also not sitting out in the elements, because it's old and I want to keep it around for a lot longer. So Sammy Joe, it could be just that it's not meant to be this home. Yeah, it could be. It's just yeah. There's a lot of truth to that. You can't have everything you want, and as much as I would like to, you're right. It just might not work out. But
it was like that with the pigs.
Yeah, when we had the coonies, we just didn't have the space for them, and
they never did breed.
No, we got no babies, and part of that was probably because they probably were not happy because they didn't have the room to roam and graze, because they moved off to a new home where they had lots of space and lots of field and places to live and be happy, and they had babies.
Well, the female that the person who bought them bred with one of the males that came from here, and
yeah, so. And I feel like I'm going to sneeze, so I'm hoping not.
That's how I started it. We're about to go live. I'm like, I'm sneezy.
Yeah. Usually I'm just one or two times, but Cindy will do it for like 20, 30. So it was close call for a minute. Anyway, what else? Oh yeah. So like Cindy said, I had plans today. I don't know if I'll get to it because I do have a few things I want to get done before the sun goes down. But I do need to take out the one quail cage I built a few years ago. Some of the wiring, just from manure and water and stuff like that sitting on the wire, is starting to rot out, and I need to remember how to get that tray out, because I built it in a way that I could remove these bottom pieces. So I have to figure out where it's tacked in, where it's screwed on, drop it down, take it out, and replace the layer of hardware cloth or wire. Put some new stuff on there and get that, so we can get these young quail out and get them out of our basement.
Mm-hmm. Good thing is that grow out cage is pretty much empty right now, so it's perfect time.
It's been a very handy. It was one of those things I watched on YouTube. I can't remember which channel it was, but somebody was building their own, and I built this 3-tier for ours, and we've used it nonstop. So it's time to freshen it up. It's probably 3 years old, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So commercial would last much longer, I'm sure. Like our layer cage or rollout cage for our quail is, other than getting dirty, it doesn't have that issue. So definitely, I guess definitely sometimes worth spending the money on the quality product of a commercial cage. But
Sammy Joe, you have a great outlook on life.
Yeah, that's more like, to be honest with you, it's more the way Cindy is. For her, it's more Hakuna Matata type thing.
I do believe in good enough. I think sometimes things are just good enough. If they're functional, they don't have to be pretty, they don't have to be perfect. But he always wants things to be better, which is good too. But sometimes.
If I do something, I have a hard time accepting what I've done. I'm not a perfectionist. I don't want to say I'm a perfectionist. But if I do something, I see nothing but faults in it. I guess I see all the things that I did wrong or should have done differently. That's just my personality, I guess. So
Hakuna Matata.
yeah, I'm not so Hakuna Matata, but yeah,
we'll work on that. Well,
we've pretty much blown through our list of notes of stuff to talk about.
Much.
So if you guys have anything, feel free.
So we're enjoying our chicks. They are so cute at this stage and so fluffy. And
Cindy says to me, I go to bring these things home, and you guys have probably picked up meat birds and stuff before. This is our first time, like I think I've said multiple times now, our first time here in the 10 plus years we've been living here. 11 years that we've bought meat birds. We've always just hatched our own chickens, and when we get too many roosters, they go into the freezer camp, and that's just how it's always worked. Where this year we thought, we'll buy meat birds, and because the kids don't really care for your traditional heritage type chicken meat. They like the stuff from the stores because it's got that plump, juicy, and so we thought, you know what, this year we'll bring them in, we'll give them a try. And I go pick these things up, bring them home, and Cindy says to me, she goes, the hatchery must have like a blow dryer. These chicks are so fluffy.
They are, though. They don't look like, even when we hatch our own and they're in the incubator for the 24 going on 48 hours sometimes, just until they're good and ready for coming out, they still look, I don't know, their feathers are a little bit matted, and they don't look fluffy sometimes.
Yeah, I have to admit, once she said that, I got looking at them and I'm going, wow, yeah, it is like somebody took a hairdryer to them. And
yeah, it's like the ones you see in those little Easter pictures. A little yellow chick.
But I am sure they have quite the setup when you're talking hatching. Can't imagine how many birds they must hatch in a day, probably thousands.
And we're very happy with them because we haven't lost a single one.
No, they sent us 4 extra. We don't know, actually. Here's the other mistake we made. We brought these things home, and we opened the box, and of course they had them separated, and we just took them all out and put them in this great big brooder.
We were in a hurry to dip their beaks.
Yeah, we didn't want to lose any, but at the same time, after we got them all together, we're like, I hope it's not too hard to tell which ones are which. Because obviously, I don't think it will be, obviously, because the meat birds are only supposed to be 8-9 weeks until they're big enough to butcher. So I assume that they're going to grow quite rapidly in comparison to all the other birds that are in this brooder. So we don't know. We got 4 extra birds. We just don't know if they're meat chickens or if they're hens or like for laying. We're not sure.
I'm guessing some of each.
I'm thinking some of each because we ordered one type of chicken that. Let me see. I know I've got the list here somewhere. We ordered the one type that's called a Norian, and we ordered 2 of them. And when I looked up these Norians, they're supposed to be a cross between like a copper Moran and something else. But I look them up, and they're a dark colored chick. And we have 3 dark colored chicks out there, so I'm thinking that's one of the extras turned out to be this type of chicken. Sammy Joe, thank you for stepping in and seeing us. You have a blessed Sunday as well, and we hope you enjoy the remainder of the day.
Sure. And hope to see you next time too.
Yes, it would be great to see you next time. Thank you for coming out. And like I said before, anybody that cannot stay, we totally get it, and anybody that can, we totally appreciate it, because we do know that it is a beautiful day. At least I say that assuming that everybody's having the same weather we're having, and I know that's not the case, but for us it's a beautiful day, And as soon as we're done this in 25 minutes, we're back outside.
And the animals will be calling us because
They will
chores will
be.
be a little later today.
We got so kind of, distracted with Easter and everything going on that normally we do chores about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Of course, as the days get longer, we could probably stretch that later, but they're not used to that. So I'm sure by the time we go out at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it hit 3:30. We're preparing to get on the live and like, oh, we forgot something.
Yeah, we forgot to feed everything. Yeah. And it's not that nothing's going really waiting for us because they have enough in the morning to hold them over. It's just that last go around with the food and water, and then we'll go back out. Well, one of us, probably me, will go back out later for the last go around, probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Verify there are no eggs and close up the buckets that we keep the feed in. Put the little plugs back in and close up some coop doors. So that'll happen much later. But my phone's ding ding dinging.
His phones are always ding ding ding.
Wow. Not really.
No, they aren't really.
Okay, what else do we have? We don't want to bore everybody here. Anybody coming on here, please say hi. What's on the list? I'm surprised we didn't get pictures of the raised beds that we're starting to sprout.
Well, no, I didn't send them to you for the live, but I did send them to you through Facebook.
Oh,
when I saw the sprouts, I was all excited. I'm like, look at this.
I don't have those handy. So.
Yeah, it's okay. They're just little sprouts, but it's super exciting.
Yeah, it's nice to see some green showing up.
And there was actually a tiny touch of frost this morning still.
Yeah, just a nice shimmer on the grass, but we still don't have anything blooming or anything like that. Most of our trees are just starting to bud here. Nothing that's actually gone into leaves yet. Well, some really small leaves on some of the bushes and stuff, like I see the autumn olives have some really small leaves. But really not much else I can think of. We have a cattail bush, or not cattail, a pussy willow bush out front that's been pretty green and full of whatever you want to call those things. They're flowers or whatever for quite some time. But for the most part, everything else is just starting to get ready to sprout some leaves. So no risk right now of losing anything on the fruit trees anyway, as far as frost. But
yeah, and speaking of losing stuff, we also have the risk of rabbits.
We have a pile of wild rabbits running around right now.
And they're not afraid of us. Like, I'll go out with the dog and we'll get fairly close. And they stand statue still. Like, if they're still, we're not going to do anything.
What is 10 killer? I'm not familiar.
Yeah. Curious now, though.
Yes, the netting was also electrified. Yeah.
It wasn't electrified when they got tangled in it.
No, we typically leave it off during the day and then we turn it on at night. So on the one side that's opposite, the fence now that is between the geese and the chickens and ducks is now just a field fence. The other side of the where the chickens are, there's probably 6 feet to the perimeter fence of the property, but I have the netting set just probably about 6-8 feet within, because I don't want the chickens to perch and go over the fence and things like that. So, and to keep anything that might wander into the yard. There's always a big risk of that. I mean, I came home one day last week, and I said to Cindy, I said, oh, about a kilometer down the road, I'm looking at this great big bald eagle, in the field, and I'm thinking, wouldn't take much for that thing to just come down our direction and grab lunch. But fortunately, I haven't seen much of that. In knock on wood, it's been probably 5-6 months since we've lost anything to a predator.
Yeah, So you have an answer there. And that sounds really fun, but no, that's a little far for us right now.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
This weekend. Oh, next weekend coming. No, so we'd love to be honest, but
Yeah, I hope you enjoy yourself if you're going.
yeah, you guys have to let us know. Someday, we'll plan a trip around one of these events because it would be really cool. And there's not much that seems to happen um, this neck of the woods. Even if it was something in Ohio or
Yeah, that's doable.
Michigan, it would be much more doable for us. But I think to get down to Oklahoma, we could be easily 12 hours, maybe more. So it's probably more, to be honest. So as much as I would love to,
That would take a lot of planning and prep.
we'd have to really plan for it, and then somebody would have to come and take care of things here. And you guys know how that works.
Yeah, it's not the best time of year for having someone else take care of all the new critters
And to be honest with you, we need things to calm down politically because it's not super easy right now. It's easy, but it's not easy from what we're hearing to cross the border. Not like it was. Go back a year ago, it was pretty good. So it seems so strange to even have to worry about it now because it's we love traveling south. We love going down to Tennessee and places like that. But
or even just going across to Michigan for lunch or something.
yeah, it was pretty common, or not common, but we would
Easy.
we wouldn't think twice about doing it. But now it's unfortunately with the border and things like that, it's trickier.
And you're still waiting on your passport.
Yeah, and that's taking forever. The kids have theirs. Cindy's got hers, and mine is
so his was being
stuck
renewed.
somewhere. Stuck somewhere. I don't think they're in a hurry these days. They're either they're so busy, which I doubt it because nobody's traveling, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but they're taking their sweet time and getting it back to me. So I think it's been easily 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, and they said 5 was what to expect. Kids
Yeah.
came a lot sooner than that.
The kids came within that seemed like a few weeks, but I don't know. Maybe I look like trouble or something.
I could have told you that.
Central Missouri, nice. I have never been to Missouri. I think it'd be really cool someday to be able to zigzag in through a lot of these places.
Yeah, that'd be so neat to meet everyone.
Yeah, I took Cindy to Alabama once.
Yes, you did. So now I can say I've been to Alabama.
We were down and we were doing something we were down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I forget what we were doing, but I said to her, because we were so close to the border, I said, "Do you want to go to Alabama?" And we quickly did a jog out of our way just so that she could say she had been.
Yeah, I think we just dipped in. There was like a little store, like a country store or something there at the entrance. And
Oh no, that was
is that a different state we just dipped into?
that was a different one. That was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
North Carolina.
Just pins on the map. Say we've been there.
I'm going blank. Cherokee.
No.
It was the other side of the Smoky Mountains anyway. But
So we can't say we know much about those states, but
no, but would love to spend more time
yeah, for sure.
someday.
We need to get a list of all the homestead gatherings and actually see what we could possibly make it to.
That would be nice.
Is there a place for that? Like, where do you guys find out about these things?
Yeah, that would be a good idea though to have some kind of just move down to Toast. I don't think they would let me.
Yeah.
I think somebody would turn me around and go, "You're not welcome here." So, but yeah, I appreciate that, Robbie. It would be nice to be someplace that's as toasty as it is for you. But yeah, You'd have to get me set up with a job somewhere too, eh? Because, unfortunately, I don't come with a huge bank account. So,
Farm help. Yeah, it's so neat that you guys can meet each other. We really hope to do that someday with a lot of you.
yeah, it would be nice. I know we talked about that, even trying to meet up with Donald and Lisa, because Kentucky for us is really only, what, 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, depending on, yeah. So even to meet halfway would be nice. But it's a lot to expect from somebody as well.
Yeah, for sure. If it works out sometime, that'd be cool.
It would be very cool. Yeah, because I think even for us in Ontario here in Canada, I've seen the odd one that is a meetup, but it's like northeastern Ontario. So we're still talking, not, I won't say like 10 hours, but we're talking potentially 7, 8 hours, depending on
and we'd rather
whereabouts they are.
We'd rather go to a warmer location.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to be in a warmer climate when I'm vacationing.
Yeah.
Not that it, if it's summertime, it wouldn't be any different than here, but
and it'd be neat. But just because the people we normally talk to, that we know where they are, it's usually in the States or left and right of us, not so much north.
Yeah, true. What else? Do we have anything else?
List is done.
The list is done.
The list
I
has
keep
been
looking
done
at
for
like something
15 minutes.
miraculously is going to show up there. So far, my 4 turkeys I ordered. I did get 4 turkeys amongst all these birds, and I'm hoping, because they did not sell them sexed. So because I had to take a chance on, I wanted to get at least a male and female, so I ordered 4. So hopefully in that mix, it'd be nice if it was 3 females and a tom. But
I hear crying.
you're crying. Somebody's upset.
Somebody said no to somebody else.
Oh. So yeah, the kids are actually home with us today. They're upstairs.
Yeah, they get to enjoy some tablet time so we can do our live.
Okay. You know what? I hardly ever catch them, but I'll have to go back and watch them after they air.
Okay, thank you.
So I am usually on the road in the morning by that time, heading to work. Girl, what you eat? Thank you for dropping in. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Yes, happy Easter. Yeah. For anybody that's come in later on, happy Easter. We hope everybody's having a blessed weekend. And
yeah, it's been good.
It has.
We did have the flu go through our house this past week.
I did not get it.
You did not get it. There's that for sure. The rest of us did, but we are finally recovering. So it is a happy Easter.
Yeah. I fingers crossed I managed to not catch it. I've been very regimented since I went on this low carb keto. I won't say keto because I'm not that strict.
How about keto inspired?
Keto inspired low carb diet. I've been very regimented with vitamins, and I've been really pushing the vitamin D inside of myself, and among many other vitamins. And I think, if anything, that's probably why I've managed to avoid getting what everybody had, because it did not look good. But who's to say I won't have it this week when I go back to work? I was hoping that if I was to catch it, it would be on the weekend, as much as I hate to be sick over Easter. But I thought, last thing I want to do is be at work and
feeling like
crap, yeah. Because I'm not one to call in. I won't tell you where I work, but I'm a shift supervisor where I work, so I can't just walk away. So
no, and he doesn't call in anyway.
It's not in my nature. I'll be sick as a dog and still be at work, but which of course isn't good for everybody either, because then you're just making everybody else sick. But that's,
well, hopefully you're not, hugging and kissing everyone.
No. And I'm hoping that my immune system, when I cut out all that sugar and crap and taking the vitamins, I'm hoping that I've actually just been able to fight off what the kids had. So, and
yeah, it hit everyone differently.
It did. Yeah.
Some people, it was just sore throat and stuffiness. Others were sick to their stomach for the day and just down and out.
Yeah, it was like you remember the flu you used to get? the one that lasted like a 24-hour bug. That's what it seemed like, more like that. Not the kind that you get now when it's like week to 2 weeks to get rid of it. It's been a beautiful day. I hope same thing. For what you eat, I hope the same thing. I hope everybody's had a great day because it's been so, you just feel so rejuvenated when you get out in that sunshine. And I say that, I know some areas like Robbie and those guys, and maybe most of the people that are with us here in the chat right now, you've had that warmer weather for a while. We're just getting into that, and that sunshine, and you just feel it. You get out there and you just feel your body sucking that in, and
there's something about it for sure.
Yeah, it just makes you feel better, for lack of better words.
And to be able to accomplish something in the garden and
all those things you look at
on those days when it's rainy and it's like
or it's
you have so much to do, you can't do any of it.
Yeah, you get weather like this, and all of a sudden you're just running, get things done.
Yeah, it's been great just to check a few things off the list.
Yeah, very much. And there's still a big list, but it's so much, you can get it done so much faster.
Yeah, it doesn't seem insurmountable if the weather cooperates.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're kind of excited to get going to the next thing.
Yeah, and I've been surprised how like even people in general, they're just wanting to be out more. Like we've had a lot of people inquiring about chicks this weekend, eggs. It's just been a lot more activity, and we try not to. Critter Sitter, hello.
Hi.
From Texas.
Thanks for joining us.
And you are the first one that we see on here today that are from Rumble, which is fantastic because we always try to go on Rumble at the same time, and we don't get to see anybody really join in. So thank you very much.
Yeah, happy Easter.
You're in Ohio. Wind today is coming from Canada. You know what? I don't think it's from us though.
We don't want to take responsibility.
I don't want
for
to
the
say no. I don't want to say it's from us. I'll be honest with you. If I could show you, I'm looking at the camera beside me here, and it's looking at my front yard, and I have a flagpole out there.
It's crazy because we always have a lot of wind, but right now
we have no wind. So no, you're not blaming me. But I get it. Yeah. So it's funny. Most of our wind that we get comes from the southwest. So if we want to know what weather we're going to get, we pay more attention to Detroit, Chicago. You go, in that because it comes from that kind of direction, comes across in that way. So in Ohio, you're probably not getting a lot different weather than we are, I'm guessing, because you're only about 4 hours away from us. As far as I imagine, are you able to get planting yet? You probably got your cold hardy stuff in the ground. We're just starting, like Cindy was saying earlier, we're just starting to get some of our greens in the ground and peas and things like that. We have a pile of plants that we just can't wait to get out. And there goes Robbie again, telling us how beautiful it is where he is at. I have to show everybody, Robbie, even though they can read it. I'm gonna make it bigger. I laugh. It's like an ongoing joke between Robbie at the Wild Huckleberry and me because we can be freezing and Robbie's sitting back in a 30-degree weather, complaining about how hot it is.
It's only going to get hotter.
Oh, so before I forget, guys, I'm just going to put the ticker on the bottom here that reminds everybody of the Sunday Homestead channel lineup. And all these times are Eastern Standard Time, guys. So keep that in mind.
And as far as we know, everyone is going on tonight.
I did some homework because I was debating, honestly, being Easter, I was debating whether or not to come on. Cindy especially was really debating it.
Yeah, because I didn't expect so many people to be able to devote time to watching and participating in the live.
Exactly. So I did do my homework, and I did see that that Money Pit was still planning to come on, and so is the Wild Huckleberry, and so was Dyer's Family Farm. So I did not get to see if the Red Dirt Rooster Road was coming on or not, but I assume that they probably are as well. But the times are there. Please check those guys out if you have time. And if either any of you guys are having a change of heart and are not going to be doing your live tonight, please let us know, and we'll make sure everybody knows now. So grow what you eat. You have peas, onions, potatoes, and what is that?
You know what? I've seen that before, but it's a leafy green, correct? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, I have more homework to do. And
very cool that it's in the garden.
In the middle of summer, you won't be jealous of hard times.
Probably true on some days.
You know what? I believe it. But summertime, even though we're in Canada, and I'm sure Grow What You Eat can probably, even being in Ohio, can probably contest that the temps here will get pretty darn hot. We get cold winters, but we get very hot, humid summers, and we'll probably hit close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit as well. I know you guys will be over that, but we will get those stupid temperatures where you kind of can't do anything because it's the other extreme. It's a root veggie.
Okay, I will check that out.
Yeah,
How do you eat that? Is it just kind of like carrots, potatoes, sautéed, or?
We have to look it up now.
Yeah, see if it's something you can eat on your keto-inspired diet.
Yeah, our new vegetable last year, and I think
kohlrabi. Interesting. Thank you.
That's wow.
Tastes like cabbage core. Wow.
Oh, that's very cool, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the information. That's neat.
Yeah.
See if we can find seeds for that around here, or is it something you have to start fairly early? Like, have I missed the boat on that for this year?
Yeah, we like to experiment with different things. Last year we introduced the Jerusalem artichoke to our.
A couple years ago was
garden.
okra.
Yeah. So we keep trying to add something new, but yeah, that one, kohlrabi.
Very cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I like root vegetables because they seem to grow well.
Depending. Depending.
Well, the raised beds.
In the raised beds they do, not so much in our ground because it's just too darn hard. But
we're not doing that anymore.
I use it as a raw, like potatoes and salad. You can cook it though.
Oh,
very cool.
Nice.
Thank you for sharing. That's it's neat when you learn something, because that's.
Yeah, and if it's something the kids would eat, that'd be awesome, like a carrot or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Check it out. Thank you.
Very much. Very much. That's neat.
And I was not going to guess the pronunciation.
Not at all. Not at all. I looked over at the chat and saw kohlrabi. I thought, why am I going to kohlrabi? But anyway, so we're down to the last couple minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Really, really, once again, I want to express our gratitude for you guys making the time to hang out with us, because we know there's so much more everybody has going on. Kind of a German type item. Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, it's always nice when it's something you can do raw.
Yeah.
Just add it to a salad, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
And it tastes like a cabbage core. I think that'd be pretty good.
I'm trying to think what a cabbage core tastes like, and that might sound silly, but
I would assume it's the same type of taste, but more crunchy.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Something to try. Add it to our repertoire. Oh,
nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find seeds at the local nursery if we really look.
Kind of getting on. I know we're right near the end of our live here, but now that you mentioned that, you say German and veggies, got me thinking more about sauerkraut because we want to try fermenting more this year, and because we hear it's supposed to be healthy for you. So got to go. Totally get it. Gas station, Dairy Queen to cool down. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves Dairy Queen when he could eat it.
Well, yeah.
Enjoy
Enjoy your day, guys. Enjoy your time with your families. and we'll wrap this up so everybody can
Yeah, maybe
make
we
the most
can
of it.
touch on fermenting on the next live. and
Yeah,
see
if anybody
people's-
has ideas and suggestions, please join us next week, and we would love to hear about fermenting ideas, because that is something we definitely want to get into. I think it's supposed to be healthier, and I think there are certain vegetables like the Jerusalem orange was one of them
Mhm.
that people suggested fermenting, because it's a little easier on the tummy, and you can eat it that way. Again, happy Easter and blessings to everybody, and we really, really appreciate that you took the time to
Yeah.
hang out with us.
Yeah, we really do.
And we'll see you all next week.
Happy Easter. Enjoy the weather.
Sending love to everybody.